Hi, welcome to Adult Storytime for Created Here magazine. I'm Jenn Carson, a librarian, author, and artist living in Woodstock, New Brunswick. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about Carol Taylor's Capturing Crime, put out from New World Publishing in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Anyone who's been around the New Brunswick art scene for more than a minute knows Carol Taylor or her prolific work. You might recognize the mugs that she makes for CBC or the exhibitions she's done for Stonehammer Geopark or New Brunswick Museum. She's kept her studio going in Rothesay, New Brunswick for over 40 years. Carol and I first met over a decade ago when I worked at the New Brunswick Museum, and we also took part of the Kings County studio tour together. In fact, Carol made this powerful woman pin that I love wearing. Strong females have always featured prominently in her work. But something that you might not know about Carol is that she is one of the most celebrated and accomplished courtroom artists of the 80s and 90s and continues to cover trials when called upon to this day. Cameras and other recording devices are not allowed in Canadian courtrooms, so news media outlets would often send an artist in alongside their reporter to capture the clandestine visuals to aid with the storytelling. Known for her quick, realistic portraits, her excellent work ethic, and her attention to detail, Carol found herself covering some of the biggest trials in New Brunswick courtroom history, such as Premier Richard Hatfield's drug trial, multiple Alan Legier trials, or more recently, the prosecutions of Dennis Oland and Justin Burke. She sat through difficult subjects such as rape, molestation, and dismemberment, all the while drawing as objectively and accurately as possible. Sometimes she was asked by CBC to recreate scenes from testimony, only as they were described in the courtroom. Personally, I found just reading the written interpretations of the cases to be horrifying, so I cannot imagine the fortitude that it took a young mother to sit through witness testimony of child abuse while diligently drawing the accused. Capturing Crime documents in bright color and vivid language the painstaking work Carol undertook to capture these important moments in New Brunswick history. The book is richer for having her personal commentary and memories of the proceedings and the climate surrounding them included. She speaks of her process like chiding herself for forgetting an eraser, rearranging her seat so she could get the best sightline. Anyone interested in true crime or a long career of a working artist like Carol should be sure to pick this book up. When I reached out to Carol recently to congratulate her on the release of the book, she said that one thing that people don't realize is just how difficult it was to get to the courthouse sometimes. A mother of 3, when she got that phone call, she'd have to drop everything, arrange a drive into the city or find parking, and make her way through crowds and security. A few times she even hitchhiked. Not to mention she'd suffer the admonishments from the judge to be as silent and discreet as possible. She would get nervous over the sound of her pencil case zipper rasping lest she interrupt the hearings. While rewarding, documenting a case under the pressure and the eyes of the public on the news each night or in the paper the next morning is hard work. We often glamorize the life of artists, but this book is a valuable celebration of a life spent making a living and contributing to your community in a meaningful way. I hope you'll pick up a copy of Capturing Crime at your favorite independent bookseller or borrow a copy from your local public library. You won't regret it.